that you turn to, someone you can rely on, closer each day, home and away.
Welcome to Home and Away, a Tottenham Hotspur podcast hosted by myself, Graham Spice, and Glenn Cowie, where we discuss all things Tottenham Hotspur with both a match attending and international supporters view. Glenn, are you good?
I'm pretty good, mate. I'm pretty good. As I was just sharing with you off air, at a long weekend here in Victoria. So I've actually taken one for the team, so to speak, and I am volunteering at a scout camp with my kids. And I was put on the JCBs yesterday, the diggers, which was quite fun and frightening all at the same time, seeing 11 to 14-year-olds control heavy machinery, but it was fine. It was a good time. But on the whole, I'm pretty good. And for my listeners, a bit croaky, I'm getting over a bit of a cold. My daughter kindly passed on a cold to me last week. So yeah, I'm doing well, mate. I'm just more intrigued to what you messaged me, that we were talking about this off air as well, that we're the 10th most popular podcast in Iraq.
Yeah, so 10th most popular football podcast in Iraq, which was quite a surprise, and the 35th most popular sports podcast in Iraq as well.
I think that's something to crow about. I mean, taking it. Are we? Is the letter in the post to invite us to some kind of awards? We've got to go to Iraq.
We're going to be hosting the Iraqi Footballer of the Year Awards.
Brilliant stuff. Well, I don't know if an Iraqi footballer would have done much better than what we served up against Alkmaar, but I don't know, mate. What a weird game, because I didn't watch it live because it kicked off at 4:45 in the morning, and I started it. I probably started it about 8:15 or something, because I had a bit to do in the morning, and then got the kids out the door, and then started the game. It was just played at such a pedestrian pace.
We played like it was a pre-season friendly.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like, the pace of it was all off. We didn't look like we wanted to be there. It was everything I didn't expect to see and everything that I really hoped I didn't see. I mean, I'm struggling to find anything positive from it.
Yeah, same. I think, well, obviously the own goal was unfortunate, but had a few saves. We did all right defensively, I thought. Reasonably. I mean, we could have easily come out of the game 0-0, or we could have 3 or 4-0 down. Yeah. So actually 1-0, okay, we're going back home. You would think we'll come on to that, but you'd think we'd have enough to beat them at home. But it requires the team to turn up and the players to play, and to play with some degree of energy, because that was completely missing, wasn't it? It was flat. It was slow. We're not progressing the ball up the pitch quickly enough. And then we have like a 3-minute flurry at the end of the match where we try it. It's like, well, it's not enough. It's just not enough.
Yeah. I found a positive from it. We got it to all do again, right? At least that's one positive. There's essentially half time in the game.
We're only 1-0 down. Yeah.
Yeah, that's about
it. I mean, Slanky injured again was a big blow as well. I'm hoping it's nothing serious.
So, did it look like his knee again? That's what I've heard.
Well, he took a knock in the back, didn't he? He took a knee in the back.
Right, okay.
So I'm not sure whether it's just a glute or something, or whether he maybe, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. I don't think he'll play tomorrow, but I'm hoping he'll be back for the home match. Hoping it's just a small, like a knock rather than something's busted.
Yeah, and going back to the overall kind of performance of key players, and I think obviously Solanke's exempt. He came on and didn't produce a great deal and got injured for his trouble. But you said it earlier in the notes that you sent across to me. Again, Groundhog Day, isn't it? In terms of what is it he said?
We need to learn a lesson. Well, we're not, clearly, because he keeps saying the same thing after all the defeats.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's tuning in and listening when this goes to air. But when we had Andrew on, he said, I can't remember the exact words he used, but it was along the lines of, prove us wrong. Like, when in a big game, when we've got a big game ahead of us, prove it to us. And that, the other day, did not prove anything different to what we've seen time after time under manager after manager with a lot of these players.
I again, like the son of Madison absent they just weren't there. Very poor. I mean,
what was Madison's free kick? Madison's free kick as well.
Oh, Christ, that was so bad. I think in my notes I just put Madison free kick, wank.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I think.
yeah,
I think about 6 times during the match, I said, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
yeah. Exactly the same.
Because it was nothing positive, nothing. It was
Well,
really,
of course,
really bad.
I was in a unique position compared to yourself in that I was obviously watching on delay, so I could have quite easily checked the score or paused it or turned it
Yeah.
off, and I didn't. I just kept with it. But yeah, and also Brennan Johnson, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, how is he our top scorer, but yet seems to just be completely missing? If like a lot of the time, you watch games when he's meant to be playing, and you think, is he playing? Have I seen him?
He either scores or nothing. There's nothing else.
Yes. Yeah. He's
not,
under a goal.
He's not good in build-up play. He can't beat a man.
Yeah.
He never goes around the outside.
Well, something we haven't touched on, which obviously clearly made a difference in our forward play and retaining the ball, but it's Kulusevski's absence, right?
Yeah.
Now, we've been riding our luck a little bit with that because we've said, and I fought for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, why is Kulusevski not getting injured? Why, you know what I mean?
That's your fault, is what you're saying.
It's definitely my fault, yeah. And then all of a sudden he's injured. It's like, it shows, right? It really shows, like, how much we missed him. But again, you should have enough. You should have enough in, not just, I'm not just saying you should have enough as personnel. You should have enough inside of you as a team, as a unit, to go into a major European game away from home and get something or raise your game, you know?
Well, that was the first game for 8 days for us.
Yeah.
And AZ Alkmaar had played twice in that period, and they still looked more up for it than we did.
Correct. And I can't remember the name of him because I don't really follow Dutch football or Alkmaar in particular, but they cut to it on my commentary and showed a player in the stands who is allegedly their main playmaker, and like he's missing. He's done his Achilles, I think. So they've powered through and got. And then, do you know what? For as bad as we were, and we were bad, I actually thought Alkmaar played really well. You know,
They closed it down really well.
Yeah, they did not give us any time on the ball. They closed the space down. They really did. They played well. So look,
If they could have finished better, they could have easily been out of sight by now.
yeah, 100%, 100%.
Their movement and passing, or their movement off the ball and the passing was excellent.
Yeah, they
were just passing through us at will. It was embarrassing.
They looked a good unit, mate. They did. And I know it's been a bit of a mad kind of 48 hours because I watched it Friday morning for me. Obviously I had to duck away and get down to this camp. But Man United drew, right? I don't know if I even paid much attention to the other results.
I got them all here just if we wanted to go through it.
Rangers, I know, had a good result against...
they did 3-1 away at Fenerbahce.
Yeah. What were the other ones?
Frankfurt beat Ajax in Amsterdam 2-1. Bodo Glimt beat Olympiacos 3-0.
Bloody hell.
Victoria Pleasant 1, Lazio 2. Roma 2, Athletic Bilbao 1. FCSV, which is what was Stoy Bucharest 1, Lyon 3. And Sociedad 1, Man U 1.
Yeah.
So there's a few of those still to play for.
100%. So our side of the draw is the winner of Frankfurt or Ajax, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you'd not back, even if we started to get past Alkmaar, you wouldn't back us against either of those.
Not at the moment, I wouldn't, no. I wouldn't.
No.
I mean, when would those games be? They'd probably be in April, right?
Yeah, they come pretty quickly now because you've got the second leg, essentially,
and then we've got the international break.
Then the international break, and then it's like quick turn, and then you're straight back into it. Yeah.
Then we've got Easter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's around probably just after Easter. But that'll be Frankfurt will be a tough if it is Frankfurt or Ajax, be a tough game. I think someone said to me that actually Alkmaar would be a tougher game than Ajax, which is interesting.
All right. Yeah.
Maybe based on the way they're both playing in the Eredivisie.
Well, and I heard not a wild one, but then a kind of point of view from a guy here I'm good mates with him and Spurs fan, but he's like, well, if we don't win the second leg, then Andrew's got to go. And I'm like, well, for what reason? Like what? So we can finish...
What's the point?
And I was like, so we can finish 10th, not 12th. I mean, it may as well just... At this point, yeah, okay, he might go, but it won't be now.
I'd rather they spent the time, plan it for the end of the season and spend the time getting the right person.
And look, as we said all along, mate, you and I, and I'm sure many of our listeners, want nothing more than this to go well. So we want it to be turned around because this is all we've got to play for now. But
Yeah.
I'm not even confident in the second leg based off of just that performance. It's not even about injuries anymore or players missing. It's just about the levels, like bring them up.
Yeah. It was. Didn't we lose when we played the Champions League? Didn't we lose 1-0 at home to Ajax?
We did.
Before we went to the away leg.
We did. It was,
you know, I guess that's the other way round, but...
Who was the player that Man United signed him basically off the back of that Champions League run, and then he ended up on loan at Everton. He played for Ajax. He scored. Donny van der Beek. Yeah, he scored. And he was brilliant in that Ajax team. And then he came to England and he didn't really do much.
That team was greater than the sum of its parts. And I think all the players shone in that team.
Yeah.
Because most of them, like De Ligt, hasn't really done as much since he left. And Frankie de Jong's been all right, but he's not sort of really progressed, has he?
I'd say Ziyech was in the kind of prime there, and then he got his move.
Yeah.
Did he move to Chelsea off the back?
He was at Chelsea, yeah.
Yeah, they weren't great. Yes, you're quite right. It's quite funny, isn't it, when you take all of these very, very, very good individual players out of that as a unit, they didn't seem to work so well when they went elsewhere.
No,
but you're right. We lost that 1-0.
Did you see the Vicario altercation after the match with the away supporters?
I can't quite work out what... So, I've seen a little bit, so my mate, I'm in another group here, and he sent it to me, and his view was, I don't see the big deal. And then my other mate, whose brothers had gone, that they're hardcore Tottenham, like, so he lives in Australia, and he's got two brothers, they're all season ticket holders, and they go home and away. He said, no, there was something that was said, like, that you can't really make out on the footage or something, so I don't know what to make.
When it all started, he was on the edge of the 18-yard box.
Yeah.
So even if he'd have said something, they ain't hearing it.
Mm.
So something like must have happened. He must have gone over to them afterwards. That's not on camera.
Yeah. That's
someone's
what I'm
obviously
thinking.
said something to him, and then he's reacted.
Yeah,
I can think of
whatever it is.
I think something out of nothing.
It might be something out of nothing. Everyone's annoyed. Everyone's frustrated. Correct. I'd rather he cared too, but yeah, I've got no kind of intel on what he said or what he did or what happened. No, so I don't know. I don't really have a good answer for you in terms of my view on it, because all I've seen is very far away footage on someone's Twitter feed.
It feels... I've seen messages from him after the fact that, and he's apologetic, but not, sorry if I give a shit.
I'm not too up.
It's nothing for me.
Just going back to Son's comments, right?
Yeah.
Based on that performance and his stats, which, if anyone wants to look them up, they're zero. Agreed. Yeah, they're all a 0. Like, he shouldn't even be anywhere near the team in the second leg anyway.
No. It makes me think that we've Mikey Moore's gone missing again, hasn't he? He's not getting minutes for ages.
Yeah. Which is a bit of a worry. But look, as we've both said, like, we want this to succeed. We want it to work. I want nothing more than a bit of a run in Europe, and it would be fun if it did work. But even if we were to beat Alkmaar based on that performance alone, unless I see a much, much, much more improved performance starting against Bournemouth, which we'll get to in a minute, I don't see us progressing very far. That's how we're going to serve up games in Europe.
Yeah.
I can't see it going well for us.
Yeah. I think the problem is now that I used to get really pissed off when we play like that. And I'm starting to lose the I don't get like that anymore. Just expect it almost, like when it happens, it's like, here we go again. It's become a far too frequent occurrence. Same players not turning up, same issues.
I've said it. I've said it in past episodes where Ange has basically, for me, painted himself into a bit of a corner on the solutions, because he's like, well, no, mate, you don't know. They're bloody tired. And when we get all of our players back, and it's like, well, now we've got them all back.
Yeah.
And that was
he didn't. You heard what he said about the pitch?
Yes. Was it 5G or something? What's the go with that?
No,
I don't. Grass.
Yeah, so I don't. He said there was something wrong with the pitch, and that's why he didn't risk Romero and Van der Ven. Which, I don't understand that. And just the general build-up play was way too slow. Just what's the point of having pacey players if you're going to spend ages building up and give the other team a chance to get back into a solid shape? It just doesn't make sense to me. Who's and it didn't. It was faster in the second half, but why does it take 45 minutes for it? Why does it take a half-time team talk for them to start the way they should have started at the beginning of the match? I don't understand that. So he's not saying something to them, or they're not listening to him.
Yeah.
I can only think that they're tuning out a little bit. That's all I can think of.
It's the only conclusion I can come to as well. And also, two teams had to play on that pitch, and Alkmaar seemed to do just fine.
Exactly.
In terms of what.
Did you also say, I don't know exactly what happened or what was said, but someone was trying to lip read what Maddison was saying to Son on the bench?
No, I didn't know there any of this. This is all news to me. Go.
See if you can find it. I don't know. It's something like, we couldn't tell whether it was being critical of the way we were playing or the way that they were playing against us. But it looked like he wasn't happy. But then he can't complain. We were so bad.
Well, this is it. That is it, mate. No.
That free kick was so poor. I mean, it was an absolute clown show, wasn't it?
It was laughable. It was absolutely laughable. But yeah, I mean, so looking ahead, we've got to play again. Bournemouth are actually not a bad team at all.
Yeah.
We know that Solanke's going to be missing. Is our pitch okay to play Ben and Romero?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Because I would have thought that he would have wanted to have given them minutes against Alkmaar in the same way that he did with Van der Ven previously, although that didn't seem to work in our favour because he's been out since then. See, I think the question is, do they start or does he bring them on? I think you could probably bring one of them on, but have one on and then bring the other one off. Bring him. You know what I mean? I mean, you could have Danso could play with one of them first half, and then they could be subbed off second half.
Yeah,
and they could do for 45 minutes each, something like that.
Well, but then also, right, any manager, like, worth his salt, you would think if he's got anything about him, if I've watched that, you've watched that, you're ringing the changes, aren't you? I mean, you're saying, not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. You're not playing.
I'd really want there to be enough centre-backs so that Archie Gray can play as a...
Totally.
Benfica was shit. Bisuma's not that player.
Gray in there with Bergvall, and Bergvall for me, really, I don't think we covered it too much in the Alkmaar game, but the boy had actually not a terrible game. Like, it was quite unfortunate, what happened. Yeah. I mean, he's tried to get something on it. So, for me, that's it. Right?
He didn't let it get him down. He played well for the rest of the match.
He did.
And I think that says a lot about his mentality.
Yeah. He did. He got on with it. And for me, it's Bergvall and it's Gray in the middle of the park. It brings you a bit of energy. I want to see him as a number 6. Like, when have we actually seen him play there?
I think he's played 57 minutes in that position all season.
Yeah. At this point, fucking hell, just play the kids. Just not even the kids really anymore because of age, yes, but experience, no. They play a lot of football. Just get him in there. And I don't know what's happening to Mikey Warlock, we've covered, but even, is Odebert in the Europa League squad?
No, I don't think he is.
Okay. So he got
maybe was he in for Werner?
Oh, maybe he was, yeah. And then, of course, Matthias Tell. I think Matthias Tell came in for Werner.
Oh, yeah. So is Odebert still 20 or younger? So he might be on the B list.
Yeah, okay. And then we didn't really talk about Matthias Tell. Not that there was much to talk about, but he's not a striker, is he?
No, I don't think so.
Definitely not. He might be a bit of a striker, but he's not a striker. Yeah, no, indeed. So Bournemouth, I don't think we actually covered this in terms of your viewing experience for Alkmaar, other than it being holy shit. Did you just watch at home, did you? Or did you go anywhere before it?
Yeah.
And then Bournemouth is on Sky Television UK, 2 p.m. It's 1 a.m. in the morning for me, Monday morning. But it is a bank holiday. I am at a scout camp. I'll probably just watch I'm getting up with the sun anyway here, so I've got my phone, I might just watch it when I wake up around 6 or something, while the scales aren't quite getting up. I mean, many changes for Bournemouth compared to the league game we had against City, but with Alkmaar in mind, it's come to the point for me now where clearly, even if you rest players, it's not making a great deal of difference.
I think whether Kulusevski's back or not will make a big difference.
Foot injury, right?
And Solanke
prognosis
as well.
on it? And do you know the prognosis on Kulusevski's foot injury? Is it?
I've not heard.
Mm.
But yeah, so it depends on if Solanke's available as well and Kulusevski, because for me, if they're available, I'd drop Son and Maddison, and I'd have Solanke, Kulusevski and Odobert, maybe Tell even, some combination of those four up front, and then Bergvall and Archie Gray as a two, bit of it at the back, and then a defensive. Let's be honest, it's any one from three from Van der Ven, Romero and Danso, and then fullbacks I would go Udogie and Svensson.
Yeah.
On paper, it's a very strong team.
Yeah.
Should be enough.
Well, you think so, yeah. Yeah.
I think it get quite toxic in the stadium if we play like that, like we did on Thursday.
Yeah. I mean, it won't be good. Now, I haven't got it written down in front of me because obviously I shared my listeners. I'm a bit fly by the seat of my pants for this one because I'm not in front of my computer and whatnot. But Bournemouth are they sixth in the league, seventh? I know they were pushing up there. Then and you've got Justin Kluivert is in decent form. But I mean, it's going to be a tough game, right? I mean, it's home, isn't it? Yeah.
It's his home game.
And are you attending or?
No, I'm supposed to be. I'm flying to Prague tomorrow.
Oh, right.
This is the trip that got cancelled a couple of weeks ago. It's been rearranged. So, flying to Prague.
Flight?
5, I think it is.
Okay. See,
I wouldn't get back from match in time.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So they're currently 9th, Bournemouth.
Oh, okay. So
I'm 43. We're 10th on 33.
As I said, it was looking a lot better after those 3 wins in a row in the league, wasn't it? And then obviously the loss to Man City. Now, I will say this about the loss to Man City, which we covered last time, but the second half was actually decent. Like on the balance of play, you'd say, well, you deserve a point. Like we could have and should have maybe scored, but I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be quite telling, isn't it? No pun intended with Matthias Tell, but it's going to be quite telling what happens against Bournemouth.
Even if we win, we can't go up a spot.
No.
Brentford won again today. They're up 38 points.
Yeah, I haven't even checked the other scores. Man United, Arsenal haven't played yet, do they? They play Super Sunday, is it?
Probably is.
Yeah.
There's Man U, West Ham, us, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Chelsea, and Arsenal. I don't know who's playing who tomorrow. I can probably tell you.
I think Man United play Arsenal. A lot of Chelsea. Did Chelsea have Newcastle, I think? I'd have to... Yeah, I can double check. But, I mean, again, and Bournemouth, they seem to have... Because I was back 2 years ago when we played at home to Bournemouth and they beat us. I think they've beaten us another time at Spurs. We have a weird record against them, and then we've also had trouble with them away. It's not like it's going to be a team that we like playing, and it's going to be a tough game.
Didn't we lose 3-0 to them the season that we went to the Champions League final?
We did, yeah, away. Yeah,
that was one of those. That was I think we started with a loss in January to Fulham, I think it was, and then we had all these really, really bad results in that run. So we were doing well in Europe, but the league form was absolutely atrocious. Yeah, and now we got sent off. They're atrocious.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, mate. So as far as predictions go and what we expect to see, I mean, I just want to see obviously a better collective performance. But I actually don't think, as we kind of said a lot, I don't know if the league games tell us a great deal in terms of where we are or what we want to be or what we're going to do next. It's all about Thursday, isn't it? Which we will cover Bournemouth result and look ahead fully to Thursday in an episode early next week. But
yeah,
Bournemouth game, based on Thursday, they're probably going to they could rock up and do us 3 or 4-0. Now, hopefully that doesn't happen and we play to better levels, but I can certainly see us losing the game. Like, it might be closer than that, but we need to be at it. And look, we've only got, must only have a handful of home games left, surely. Many.
11 matches.
So 11 matches total. So what, 5 of those are probably home games?
Yeah, I think it's 5.
Yeah. And it's becoming quite a toxic environment, the leave you out. So look, for the benefit of just people's sanity, I hope we get a result. And I hope it's a decent performance, but I'm not convinced at all by it.
Yeah. I mean, like, after this, we were following Sunday away to Fulham. The first match back after the international break, we're away at Chelsea, home to Southampton, away to Wolves, home to Forest, away to Liverpool, away to West Ham, home to Palace, away to Villa.
Doesn't get any easier, yeah.
Home to Brighton, last game of the season. So,
doesn't get any easier.
No, it's not looking very... I just want the season to be over now, to be honest.
Which is a really sad state of affairs, right? Because we're still
like
in
the beginning of March.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like deja vu from 2 years ago when it was the Conte, Stellini, Ryan Mason debacle.
I think that I've never looked less forward to going to a match than I did under Conte in that second half of that last season.
Oh, yeah.
It was like aversion therapy or something. It was horrible.
Yeah. Well, the one
football was so bad.
Yeah, and for our listeners, the one that you, me, and my son, we actually went to together was that Man United 2-2, where the second half was actually half decent and quite enjoyable, but that was about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, look, I hope we sort it out. I hope we see a better performance, but
what do you reckon? Prediction?
I think a score draw, to be honest. I think it can be like a 1-1 or 2-2 or something.
I think we're going to lose 2-1.
Definitely lose.
Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, maybe a bit reverse psychology or something, but if we play like we did, they'll absolutely destroy us.
This is it.
It shouldn't be happening. And, if he can't coach a team to at least play well at home, I mean, I don't know what's missing from this. I mean, I know we've got maybe 2 or 3 players out that would probably start if they're fit. But who's left? If Van der Ven and Romero are playing on Sunday, it's only really Solanke if he is or isn't playing. After that, he's got virtually a full squad available to him again, right?
Yeah. Well, this is it, and that's what he said all along. So
yeah. So I want to see more than I did Thursday anyway.
No, 100%. It's going to determine my bank holiday Monday morning on the campsite that we're leaving by about 11 anyway. So I'll either wake up in a mood and have time to do it of watching the whole 90, or I might just wake up and watch the little mini match, which is a condensed 30 minutes, so a 90 into 30. Or maybe I'll just stay away from everything and not watch until I get home on the big screen. If I can be bothered.
Yeah.
And that's what it's become again, isn't it?
It has. Yeah.
We've
going
got
on Thursday to the...
Oh, yeah. Oh, you got a ticket? Yeah. Yes.
Going to the Alkmaar game. So first game for a while, actually.
Well, and for our listeners, we appreciate you, because I was at this campsite and I was messaging with Graham and I say, look, I need to do an episode, like, how can we make it work? And then Graham did come back and say, no, let's do it. Let's remain consistent. So it's for you in Iraq, our listeners in Iraq, get in touch. We'd love to have you on.
Shout out to the boys in Baghdad.
Yeah, indeed. But look, yeah, as always, that's about it from me, other than to say maybe a little more meekly than normal, but come on, you Spurs, and we will be back to review Bournemouth and preview the Alkmaar game at home, which now is huge.
Yeah, sure is. Thanks to everyone who's listened in. Please like and subscribe to the podcast to tickle the algorithm so we can get in front of more Tottenham supporters. And to close us out, as Glenn said, and again, meekly, come on, you Spurs. You can contact us on email at tottenhamhomeandaway@gmail.com or on Twitter X @TottenhamH&A.
Let me be the one that you turn to, someone you can rely on, closer each day.